What is going on, everyone? What do you think of that intro? Let's see who we got in the chat. I just tweeted this out. It's on Telegram. It's good to be back. Let's see. Shouts out to the first people in the chat in the stream. I haven't done the stream in about a year here on YouTube, which is crazy to think about. Look at that. My little light doesn't work, huh? Needs to charge. Anyways. Got Ryan in the chat, got Hexagon Greenhorn, got Seek5555, Hex Enthusiast, Pulseformer, Hex Enthusiast again, Who Dat, Pulseformer again, something I cannot pronounce, KJV something Wasp, Hexagon Greenhorn. Okay, so we got the people in the chat. What's up, everyone? Welcome back. It's been a minute. Cool. So let's get started. I mean, like I said, it's been a minute. Last time I streamed was roughly August of last year, and that's when I started really hitting it hard with the development management side of things for Mintra. But in the meantime, a lot of things have happened. As we know, crypto has been in a brutal bear market. Hex has not been spared from the pain of the bear market. A lot of wonderful influencers have risen from the Hexagon limbo zone, such as your friend Sami. Amazing dude. I love seeing his streams. Yeah, very few people are actually holding it down these days, but I do give shouts out where it's due for the influencers who are holding it down while others are building. So bear market, Pulsechain finally launched 2 years later. It's actually live. I don't know if you guys have pinched yourself to realize that fact, but it's live. It's out there in the wild. Pulsechain mainnet is out there, and we have a chart for it. We have new charts, guys. We have PLS, PLSX. We have the famous, the infamous incentive token, INC. We have forked over hex. Some people like to call it PHEX. We have native Ethereum hex, which has been bridged into Pulsechain in large amounts. We'll get to all of that, right? But the fact is we have new charts to look at, to play with. Let me get back to the chat. I'm stoked to be back, guys. Let me give more shouts out. Joe Venuto, Hex Dad, Michael B. A lot of oranges in the chat. Honestly, dude, can you guys bring me up to speed with the whole orange thing? I mean, I saw some shitcoin launch. Don't even want to name it, but you guys do what you do, right? I'm not here to tell you what to do with your coins. But yeah, fill me in. All I know is I think it's a play on words on the Hex origin address, right? The Hex orange address. That's as far as I know. But we out here when looking to Pulse site. Now. That's a fun one. There's a lot of fun stuff in the works, you guys. So look into Hex. Oh, my baby, look into Hex. My abandoned child. That one is being revived as we speak. The UI is being redesigned. The performance is increased. I mean, in theory, I could show you guys a preview during the stream, but I might not. I might save that. So if you were here in this little soundbite, or now, or if you come back to it later, you'll have that little bit of leak, I guess, to know that Look and Hex updates are coming soon, probably this week, if not next week. Let me see. Hex orange dress. We're here to drink orange juice and party, and yes, to play on words. All right, cool. Good to know. But yeah, here we are. Here we go. So yeah, I have some notes here because it's been a while. So Pulsechain launched, PulseX launched. We back in May 11th. You got basically everything forked over. Your ERC20s. You guys know this, right? Your ERC20s, your NFTs, and the bridge opened. It was clogged for a few days. At this point in time, I believe there's a little over $100 million of value bridged in from Ethereum to Pulsechain. I believe the PulseX guys have a bridge to other chains. So if you currently exist and reside in on BSC or on these other chains that they support, I'll be honest, I haven't looked into what PulseX supports, which chains, but I know they support a ton of chains. And then the GoPulse guys, right? Man, we have a ton of builders in this community. I want to give a shout out to GoPulse, man. They have been killing it, right? I can share my screen actually. I can share my screen, but the Go Pulse guys have been killing it. Here, let's see how much is in the bridge. Yeah, there you go, about $98 million. The reason I say they've been killing it too, when I was talking about bridges, not only do they have stats like this, but they also have a buy PLS button here, which when you click on that, you're actually able to buy with Bitcoin, with a ton of other cryptocurrencies, which effectively acts as a bridge. So you have the official Pulsechain bridge at bridge.pulsechain.com. You have the Go Pulse guys with their ability to buy Pulse with these coins from other chains. You have the PulseX guys doing bridges to other chains. So the pathways, the bridges are there to come over to Pulsechain if you exist on any of these other EVMs or other chains for that matter, as illustrated by the Go Pulse guys. Amazing stuff. So let's see, we have bridge, we have stable coins being built, we have NFT marketplaces already live, right, on mainnet. Not Mintra specifically, but I've seen a couple, right? I've seen a couple small ones. And we have competing dexes at that, the PHUX guys. But yeah, I'll spare you guys all of that because you already know. And let's share my screen. That'll be fun, right? Boom. Look at that. All right. What format are we doing? Should we do this format? Could do that format. No, it's good. Sure, why not? So this is the PLS chart. It launched back again in May, mid-May, 2023. Not quite 2022, but mid-May. And yeah, as you can see, it was largely volatile at the beginning, as expected, right? A lot of coins were largely volatile. Crypto is very volatile, and then crypto launches arguably even more volatile. So we saw a little oscillation, and I'll uncover some lines here that I drew earlier, which pretty much constrains the rates that people got in during the sacrifice phase back in 2021, right? So you can see that it was volatile around there, and it's oscillated around these levels. I mean, there was a huge time here where people could have taken profit, right? They could have been at up to, a 3x on the baseline rate, or even higher depending on their volume bonuses and whatnot. But that's pretty cool to see that people got their opportunity. And then, as we all know, the recent SEC FUD arguably caused this recent dip, right? The timing is too impeccable. So a lot of people got flushed out there. You can see similarities on the PulseX chart, except it's offset to the downside. Some may argue it's because there was more influx of capital coming into the PLSX SAC phase, and therefore, more people had it. So if there's more circulating, in theory, amongst the users, then it makes sense that it's less scarce, right? And if scarcity drives value, well, there you go. So, yeah, guys, what do you want to hear about? Do you want to hear about Ink? I could do some analysis on Hex on either chain. There's a lot going on, you guys. There's a lot going on. What's really interesting to see is the whole disparity between Hex on Ethereum, forked over PX, as some people call it, and just the prices of the two relative to not only Pulse, but to each other. So like Hex, forked over Hex, pretty fascinating to see that when it got forked over, the liquidity pools found an interesting balance around this 100 Pulse per Hex level. And since then, it's pretty much just been rallying, which is really cool to see, from the 100 Pulse per Hex level all the way up to 200 Pulse per Hex. So that's pretty cool to see that Hex has outperformed PLS since launch. ehex, on the other hand, did kind of the opposite. Actually, if you do a line chart, it's a little clearer, but it opened closer to that 200 200 Pulse per ehex level, and then dipped and has found this really interesting stability around the 100 wrapped Pulse per ehex. So again, ehex and PX kind of did a flip-flop where one started at 200 Pulse, one started at 100 Pulse, and they sort of, switched spots. Some people speculate that the hexes will oscillate versus each other, beneath parity, above parity. I mean, we actually have not seen parity once, to be fair. Pretty interesting, right? To be fair. As is illustrated in the ehex chart. Let me see if I can find that one for you guys. Do I even have it in my favorites? I might not. I actually think I do. Here it is. I love Dex Screener, by the way. If you guys need to look at price charts, Dex Screener is the way. So this is, here you go, ehex versus hex. Or we can invert the pair up here. And this is a little more fun to look at, right? Because it's like a chart that goes up. So this is basically what forked over hex is relative to native original hex, right? So originally you could get about 1.25 ehex per hex, or went up to the point of almost 3, right? 3 to 1, and now it's closer to roughly 2 to 1. So really interesting stuff, you guys. Pretty interesting stuff. So let me catch up with the chat again. Oh, okay. The chat has been popping. Let's see. The native hex on Pulsechain is called hex, and bridged one from Ethereum is called ehex. Hex from Ethereum. Correct. Mintra's marketplace. I got no expectations of anything. Cool. Yo, welcome back, bro. Thank you. Go Pulse took away the 1 hour chart and the 4 hour chart. Took all my charts away. Did they have charts? Let's see. Looking forward to seeing my duplicate NFTs. Do we know how to answer any critics that the copy is infringement on the original NFT? That's a great question. I mean, for forked over NFTs specifically, if there is any IP rights associated with the original NFT, look at the terms and conditions. A lot of projects have actually already acknowledged what happens in that scenario, and you can even see that a very common theme amongst these NFT originators, deployers, governing entities, a common theme in their terms and conditions is that they're not responsible for any duplicate NFTs arising from a fork, that they're not responsible for that. So not only are they not responsible for that, they may or may not support any rights associated with any duplicate NFTs arising from a fork. Therefore, users find other avenues to find value in the NFTs, right? Whether it's just a digital flex to have as a profile picture, which some people find silly, but you know what? That's the reality of the world. Flex value of things has always been around, especially now with social media and crypto, and having a Bored Ape profile picture or having that blue check mark, right? Same concept. And to answer your question and to finally summarize it, is you as a holder of a forked over NFT don't necessarily hold any rights to any IP unless the originator or governing entity explicitly states that you do. Like unless Bored Ape, Yacht Club, Yuga Labs comes out and says you definitely have the associated rights, then it's safe to assume you don't, right? So at that point, a lot of forked over NFTs effectively become meme coins, which is kind of funny to me. I'm not gonna lie. Pulseformer says, "Man, I missed Gerardo." Thank you. Jim Horton, I missed you guys too, actually. I'll finish that comment off. Jim Horton says, "When Mintra?" Man, Mintra is live on testnet. It's been live for not even a month, so go play around with it. We're constantly iterating new features. We've already had 2 small updates. Another roughly pretty big one is coming probably this week. I want to say this week. Definitely by next week. And I've already mentioned it on a few streams, so I might as well say it's PRC20 support. It's the ability to trade NFTs not only with PLS, but also with PRC20s, which introduces some game theory wrinkles, but we've pretty much got that all figured out. And if you guys are curious, it's feel free to ask more. It affects the buy and burn a little bit, but it's quite cool how it affects it. Because now the burn page becomes something similar to PulseX, where you choose which pair to buy and burn on. You'll see. Let's see. We got more crypto. This guy, Susan Razor. What's up? Good to see you in the chat. Good to see you, Hex. I just lost a bunch of chat. Hex Wellbot. Good to see you. Yup. Hexy Girl says launch Mintra immediately. Well, you know what, Hexy Girl, sometimes you have to do due diligence on a lot of levels, whether it's a code level, an audit level, testing, load testing, performance, minor bugs. I'm talking like little front end things. Just having a robust product, man. Like, you want it to be good, right? You don't want to launch something bad, especially after all this time of hype. 1.5 years have passed since the inception of the idea of Mintra to today. And it's built. It's effectively built. I'll quote RH and say, we've become very efficient at tearing down and bringing up new systems. So pretty much we have a testnet deployment of Mintra that we used purely for development. And then boom, we stood up the public mainnet system. Now we're in the process of standing up the private mainnet system. And then after that, and all considerations taking, differences in gas prices, et cetera, make sure that's all good. Once that's all taken care of, which again, I can't really think of much that's going to be different on mainnet versus testnet, meaning testing on mainnet will be minimal. Yeah, other than the gas requirements, because as some of you know, a gas, like a swap, for example, on Pulsechain testnet before might cost you like literally 0.0003 pulse versus I've seen swaps on mainnet go up to 100 pulse, 300 pulse. I mean, they even went up to like a few thousand pulse when things got a little crazy during the bridge and all of that. So, I mean, we'll see, right? But other than gas considerations, a little bit of testing, it's close, man. It's closer than it's ever been. So someone said my screen is not showing. Oh, have I been fried this whole time? Hold on, let me stop sharing that. Let's see if that's good. All right. Well, anyways, I wasn't really using that chart much, regardless. I was behind on the chat. Sorry, y'all. Let's see. I'm just catching up with chat. Sorry. Yeah, I can't see. Yes, my screen. Got it. My bad. Some of these comments I don't understand. Like Hex on Pulsechain is just what? What? Hex team win, nothing changed, baby. I like it. Enrique Ramon says Hex on Pulsechain is Hex we migrated. Read RH tweets. ehex is Ethereum classic and not native to Pulsechain. Ethereum native. Or are you trying to make an equivalence between like Ethereum classic is to Ethereum as ehex is to Hex? I mean, you could make that analogy if you want. We'll let the market decide, right? And so far, from what we've seen, is this, right? We have this chart. This is what the market has decided thus far. So this is the truest. This is your best source of truth, honestly. Numbers don't lie, guys. Numbers are your best source of truth. Whales done told you. Hope I've been staying hydrated. Yes, I have been. Thank you. NFT projects starting to sprout out. Can't wait to go shopping on Mintra. Nice, man. Yeah, I've seen a lot of little NFT projects start popping up. Native ones to Pulsechain, not necessarily forked over stuff. So that's really awesome to see. If anything, we can recreate things, right? We don't necessarily have to give value to the forked over stuff. At the end of the day, the market decides. And again, the market decides, and the market will be your best source of truth on the matter. It's going to become my new tagline. Scrolling down the chat. Good to see you live. Good to see you. A lot of positivity in the chat. I appreciate that. I've missed you guys. I have 1 mil PLS to invest into NFTs. Nice. How much PLS is the equivalent of 1 ETH? That is an interesting question. I mean, it's pretty simple. You just take the price of an ETH, which is 1845, right? And you divide it by, oh, you guys can see my calculator. And you divide it by the price of a PLS, which is 40772. And you get about 32 million. How fun is that actually? You get, look at that. You get 32 million pulse for 1 ether. How fun is that? For those of you who don't know, 32 million pulse is the amount of pulse required to run a validator. That's kind of cool. So 1 ETH just takes 1 ETH. How cool is that? Can't wait for Mintra. Nice. Someone says screen was fine. All right, then the screen was fine. A lot has changed. I'm broker. Says more crypto. Sorry to hear that, man. But crypto's crazy. You know that. Crypto goes up. Crypto goes down. As Silver the Antidote would say back in the day. This might not be relevant to a lot of you, but for those of you who've been around, Silver the Antidote is a great chain analyst in the Hex community. Like he would say, crypto can go up significantly and it can go down significantly. So just be careful out there. You're the one who presses the button. Hex on Pulsechain is being called Hex. Hex on ETH is called ehex. Who gives a damn? They're both down. Nice. Chat is lit with familiar faces. Oh, yeah. How did you get your hair to look like your profile pic? Blow dryer. See, RG3 should be shilling Hex now at half a penny, not 24 cents. Nice. Well, I mean, what do you think we're out here doing? And it's not necessarily shilling. It's just educating. It's like, I like Hex. I like Pulsechain. I like PulseX. I'm not telling you guys to buy them. If anything, I'm showing you a chart that went down. So whatever that makes you feel, whatever that makes you do is your own responsibility. Right? Big long disclaimer. All the info provided on this channel is for educational, entertainment purposes only, not intended as investment advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Don't hold any relevant licenses, etc. So I'm not responsible for any losses you may incur as a result of investing in cryptocurrency, yada, yada. It's all down in the description. We've gone back to degenning. Nice. Excited for Mintra, dude. My NFTs need a legit home. I feel you, man. I feel you. And there's a lot of cool stuff on there. Like for creators and originators of a collection, go ahead and set your royalty. It's literally just a button. You go view collection, add a royalty. Wonderful. And it's done. And you can't increase it, but you can decrease it, which is a fun little fact. Yeah. So for NFT holders before the Ethereum fork, well, you have free NFTs. So why not go sell them somewhere? I mean, it's just a thought, right? Unless you want to hold them, then that's cool too. That is cool too. Let's see, one launch. Soon, my guy. Thanks, Gerardo, for everything. I appreciate you. My pleasure, man. It's fun. It's fun being a builder. It really is. There's so much cool stuff that I haven't told you guys about. Have you seen The Highest of Stakes, Gerardo? What did you think of the movie? You guys are going to hate me. I have not seen it. I've been deep in the weeds of code. I've been here in this office, in this cave. This is where I've been. Yeah. Great reviews, though. I've seen good reviews. I've seen mixed reviews, to be honest. Here, it's really good for people who don't really know much about crypto or the ecosystem. But for people like myself or like you and, those who've been around for a minute, there's a lot of kind of like, seen that. I know that. But nonetheless, I'd love to watch it. I will watch it. Just I haven't yet. We got the whole ehex versus hex debate in the chat. Guys, I actually made a video on this like last year or like 2 years ago, man. I'm going to find it. It's the whole ehex versus phex debate. And I rewatched that video a few weeks ago, and pretty much everything still stands. I'm just scrolling. I'm trying to find it here. I think it was called phex, A New Beginning, or something like that. Let me find it. Pulse swap. Oh no, yeah, that's funny. When PulseX was called Pulse Swap. Here, you guys want to see if my light is charged yet? It's still at 0%, bro. That is too bad. Let's see. My Mintra bag is stacked. I'm waiting for launch to stack more mint. Nice. Nice. The movie was well done. Good to hear. Looking forward to watching it. Hex enthusiast. On a scale of 1 to 10 or emojis, how happy will we be if we're lucky enough to receive an airdrop of some minties? Nice. For me, it'd be a 10. I love airdrops. I love free money. The movie was fire. Yeah. Hexagon Greenhorn. Good to hear. Good to hear. Yeah, I'm stoked to watch it, man. But yeah, what do you guys want to hear about? You want a little bit of PLS chart action, some PLSX chart action, some fundamentals, some phex versus ehex debate, some Mintra testnet walkthrough. I'm actually going to do a whole video on that. I have a good amount of video ideas, some including other people, such as Mintra lead dev. Some of you guys know him. Hex Live. He's on Twitter. Paul, great dude. Great dude. Could not have done it without him. And we're going to be running a little segment here shortly in about a week or so. So I'm looking forward to that. So that's for you guys who really enjoy the in-depth technical, the code. How does it all work? What does the background look like? What does the front end look like? What software, what technologies are we using, right? All of that we can go in super in depth. And he definitely is really bright and skilled in that regard. So he'll be able to, to save me where I don't have the chops, right? It's really good to have a team. ETH was multiplied by how much to create PLS with lower gas? I think your question is how diluted did the supply of native coin get? 1.2 million X, I believe, right? We went from like 100 million, roughly 110 million Ether. It's about 140 trillion PLS, right? What's that math? 140, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. That's 140 million, billion, trillion over about 110 million. Yeah, about a 1.2 million X in supply. Hope that answers your question. When hot tub stream? Well, DGen Hexagon, do not own a hot tub. I do not. I don't think I even have access to a hot tub, to be fair. So probably not soon. Probably not anytime soon. There's enough demand, though. We make things happen. Where there's demand, we find a way. Saw you on Ben Dubard's channel. Great interview. Thanks, Davis. Yeah, I was for you guys who didn't see it, I was on Ben Dubard's channel and I was on RH Max's channel as well. So go check out their channels. They're good live streams. They do good content. They've been holding it down. Hexagon Greenhorn, when Lambo? You know what, man? That's a funny question. I don't know. Because contrary to popular belief, I don't own a Lambo. Could you believe that? Could you believe it? Like the pictures you've seen of me next to Lambos have literally been me, a young dude, going out and driving supercars for the first time in his life in Vegas. The first time, some other dudes rented them, and I just kind of like hopped along. I tagged along. I was like, this is cool. Can I drive it? Got to drive it a little bit. That's it. The second time, same thing, dude. Just like rental, Vegas. You know the vibe. It's fun for a day or two, and that's it. Like, I don't know. But a lot of people on Twitter are convinced I actually own one. Could you believe that? It's funny when you find out you bought a Lambo through the internet. You're like, I didn't know that. I didn't know I got one. Where is it? I don't drive. Yeah, no, guys, I don't. I've literally been driving the same car that I got myself in like 2021. 2021, guys. Like before Mintra was even a thought. Right? I got myself, and it's nothing fancy. I don't really like saying what car I drive. Just like it's a little bit of doxing, but yeah, it was the good time, right? The bull market times. But yeah, fun fact, still driving the same car from 2021. What does Hexagon Greenhorn say? We stake, we bake. Intro is sick. Oh yes, the intro. That is. I had that commissioned. I had that done by a phenomenal artist known as Monk Made. Let's run it back. Let's run it back here.
Mintra.
Amazing. Now that is, I love seeing that every time I see it, man. Now my lighting is getting a little orange for my liking. A little orange for my liking. That's my bad, guys, for not having my my little what is this again? An MC something. Not having this bad boy charged. That's when you get this kind of lighting. For those of you guys who do streams, this is really cool. Just turn it on, put it right there, boom, you're supposed to get really good lighting. Fortunately, we don't, but that is okay. Could turn on the actual room light real quick. Let's see if that fixes things. It's a little better. It's a little better. Yeah, guys. And fun fact, this shield right here, this hex shield, was actually supposed to be a PulseX shield. But similar to the PulseX price, my shield got a little damaged. I don't know if you guys want to see it. I can pull it out. Pull out of the closet over here. But yeah, no, it's been a pleasure coming back on stream, guys. I'm gonna do this more often, get on other people's streams if they'll have me, and have people here, and so on. It'll be a good time. We're just getting started, guys. The internet is funny sometimes. Yeah, I know, right? Love it. Let's go. Who cares about JPEGs? Some people do, clearly. All right, guys. So it was a pleasure. I'm going to keep this a little short, right? I don't want to talk your guys' ears off. But there is a lot to be excited about, you guys. Like, you know what? I'll stick around for a little longer. there's more to talk about. There's an important battle we're fighting right now, and it's only fair that we bring some light to it. Good old Hexlina retweeting me. I'm gonna retweet that. Thank you. Welcome back. Why have you been shilling HO? Wait, what? I have not been. Yeah, bro. Some people, man. Ah, the internet. Oh, the internet. Okay, guys. Let's bring a little light to some facts. The fact that we're no strangers to the fact that the SEC brought a lawsuit towards Richard Hart and so on. I don't want to be the bringer of bad news, right? But everyone already knows that at this point. Not trying to bring the mood down, but it's the reality of the matter. We've seen other cryptocurrencies face this battle. Ethereum itself went through this, and they beat their security allegation, right? That Ethereum is not a security at this point. Sufficiently decentralized. Pulsechain, 20, 25, 30,000 validators. At what point are we sufficiently decentralized? We've been arguably that for weeks now, if not over a month. And it's 3 months old. You guys have to remember, Pulsechain is 3 months old. But this is, I like to think we have a future where people can freely transact on EVM blockchains of their choice. A future where rather than arguing if BSC is trash or if Avalanche is trash or if Pulsechain is I can't even say it really, arguing between what these things like bring to the world. I don't think it's amongst us that we should be like, sure, competition breeds excellence, and therefore we should have all of these things, right? We should have multiple EVMs to increase coverage of what people like. Some people like the Binance Smart Chain flavor, so be it. Go transact. Go have your flavor of EVM, right? And okay, if you don't like CZ or some entity owning multiple validators, well then go over to Ethereum. Even there you have some issues, right? Where before you had mining pools that were centralized the consensus. Not so sure how that. I haven't thought about that actually in a minute. Like the transition from proof of work to proof of stake and what that did to the whole mining pool centralization of consensus. But yeah, choose your flavor of EVM, whether it's Ethereum, whether it's Pulsechain, Binance Smart Chain, or even not EVM. If you like other chains, I don't know why you would go somewhere without stablecoins, without DeFi, without staking, lending, NFTs. Like I personally like these Turing complete ecosystems. So I'm a fan of EVMs, to be honest. But yeah, guys, like I want to see a world. I'd love to see a world, a future, where humans can freely transact. They can freely publish their thoughts, their ideas, all of their stuff on this distributed ledger that is a blockchain, without these gates by traditional entrenched powers telling us what we can and cannot do under the guise of protection, right? Because I can confidently say that the Richard Hart ecosystem, Hex, Pulsechain, PulseX, and Coinbase, the centralized exchange, all of which are under fire by the SEC, have done more for me. Those 4 entities have done more for me to protect my financial sovereignty and flourishing more than the SEC has ever done. So what's your job, guys? Like, are you actually protecting investors, or do you have ulterior motives? It's a good question, right? They're not allegations, they're just questions. You want to be on the right side of history. Fight for blockchains. How did I end up here? I don't know, man, but welcome here. Excited for Mintra, nice. How's Mintra not ready yet? We already have a beatbox and hex toys now. Go use those. We want to be the best. All right, we're gonna launch and we want to be the best. And And I saw an article come out the other day comparing differences between like feature sets or whatever between Mintra and another NFT marketplace. Kind of chuckled to myself because like, man, we're iterating, we're on testnet, so roughly in about a week or so, that article's already going to be outdated and incorrect, which is just kind of entertaining to me. I didn't really give it visibility, but it's just funny to me, man. Like, if you want to be the best, things take time. Just the reality of the matter. And in reality, it's effectively done. Is it not? Like, go play on testnet. We become very efficient at standing up systems. So standing it up on mainnet and then publishing, it's just a few buttons. Like, you won't have to wait long. I will give you guys like a 1 week notice. How about that? When Mintra launches. Is that what you want? I can do that. Someone asks, which LP pool is more lucrative now between V1 and V2? I have not been checking the farming. Honestly, I'm not much of a farmer, man. I'm, say what you will, but I like holding coins. I like staking. Single-sided staking would be cool. But the liquidity farming and all of that, don't get me wrong. I did a bit of it. Tried it. It's all right for some people, but I haven't really been in the weeds of like, this pool has better APY and the least impermanent loss, and then this version of PulseX, there's arbitrage here. Like, I'm sure there's opportunity there. But then again, all of that eventually ties back into actual market prices. So even if you have some solid strategy, you can't really predict the ratios and what they're going to do. So you'd have to be very, very, very skilled, have crazy spreadsheets probably to get a good farming strategy going. Yeah. Should Richard settle, fight, or ignore the SEC? Well, I'm not here to say what he should or should not do in his own legal world, but I've read the lawsuit, and yeah, I'm not going to speak on that matter of what he should or should not do. Go read the lawsuit. It's enlightening, to say the least, to see what a government agency says and like the level of research and homework they do before making these allegations. It's wild. Go see for yourself, read for yourself, make your own opinion, form your own opinion. JT says, bro, you abandoned us. Your predictions were very wrong. Yeah? Look, man, I made one wrong price call. I've admitted that. I've apologized for that multiple times. Back in, at this point is what, a year, 2 years ago? Like, get over it, bro. Said I'm sorry. It's old news. I've been here. I've been on Twitter. I've been accessible this whole time. Just like, don't blame me for the bear market. And if you really think one person is to blame for an entire bear market, I would look towards other bodies. Let's see. Shows how to go full degen on V2. Nice. How do we do that without privacy? Yeah, privacy is fundamental. It's a fundamental human right. And it would be cool to see privacy protocols on Pulsechain. I've heard of maybe one or two. I can't think of them off the top of my head, but privacy protocols like tornado.cash, which rip, right? It would be cool to see. Again, we're living in a really interesting time in history. This is a real battle, you guys. Like the fight for a censorship resistant, immutable, decentralized database of informational values that is money. Money is just a database. Money is just information. Richard Hart has said it. Elon Musk has said it. Very smart people have said that. It's true. It's basically a spreadsheet of who owns what, right? And money's programmable now with crypto, which is a beautiful thing. And you can program yield, you can program privacy, program swaps, program stablecoins, program JPEGs, right? NFTs, like it's a whole new world out here, guys. Crypto changed everything. and governing entities are having a rough time responding. Yeah. Gary, someone says Gary's a clown. Unfair to clowns. DeFi, you were the banker, bro. Make it or break it land. I mean, it's true. It's true. In DeFi, the user can become the user, the bank, and even the Fed sometimes, depending on how the protocol is designed. It's very fascinating. Hex is eternal. I mean, yeah, it's immutable. It's there forever. You can censor all you want on different front ends, but you can't stop it, man. What is the competitive advantage of Mintra versus OpenSea? I mean, we have a token. Everyone's asking them for a token. They don't have one. We do fee sharing, right? The marketplace shares fees with its stakers through the smart contract. No middleman required. Just it's all coded in there. It's all public on testnet, verified contracts and everything. What else? I mean, we have all forked over NFTs plus new Pulsechain NFTs. We have 10% lower fees, 10% lower trading fees. That's already 3 things off the top of my head. What stops OpenSea from just coming over to Pulsechain? I mean, they can. They can. We'll see. Bring it on. If anything, it'll just make the NFT exposure on Pulsechain bigger. It'll just make the pie bigger. So I'd rather have a smaller piece of a way more, how do I say this? I'd rather have a smaller piece of a vastly larger pie than a large piece of a small pie. Okay, there's 2 solid features already. Probably won't buy an NFT token in this market, but the fee share and lower trading fees are nice. Yep. We have all the bells and whistles, man. Like you can compare NFTs side by side, compare their metadata, their marketplace prices. So if you're like within a collection and you want to compare specific ones, you can do that. So what else? I mean, so that's a third one. That's 4th one. Let's see. Thoughts on RH just staying silent during all this? I mean, I think it's smart. I think the man can live his own life, right? Like, why? It blows my mind, man, how some people go on the internet. Some people really do this, man. Like, hear me out. Some people go on the internet to talk ill of another man. Not only that, of a man who's building infrastructure, who's already proven himself, building infrastructure, launching Hex, promoting it for years, building up the community to eventually stand on its own, bootstrapping the community to where now we're the ones who are building things and promoting, talking, yada yada. We are the community. We are all Hex. We are all Pulsechain. We are all crypto. So he can do whatever he wants, man. Like he's a grown-ass retired man who's literally just revolutionizing crypto for legacy at this point. So to demand him to sit down in front of a computer and like talk to you, I mean, I'd love it. I love his streams. Don't get me wrong. I learn a ton. I enjoy them. I would always watch them. Would I be happy, stoked if he came back? Absolutely. To streaming. but I'm not here really demanding that of any man, of anyone. I don't think you can. I don't think you can really look yourself in the mirror, tell yourself that demanding something like that from someone else is okay. It's silly. It's foreign to me. Can't comprehend it in my mind. But anyways, the chat's been blowing up while I've been ranting. I feel like his legal team is probably advising him against going live talking about it. Boom, cover your own ass, right? Let him cook. Yeah, let him do his thing, man. Let him enjoy life. You guys know there's more to life, right? Like there's the ocean, there are forests. You can go on hikes. You can go on jogs. You can run with your dog. You can go on dates. You can, like, there's life, man. It's probably just living life. Blows my mind, man. Yeah, it's sad all the haters feel like they won now. My prediction is like EOS, RH will settle for a few million. Who knows? We'll see. Time will tell. We're on the same page. I just think people would be more calm, kind of massive black swan. Massive black swan? Yeah, I think you mean like a white swan event. People would be more calm, maybe. Or maybe they would just talk more crap. Like, who knows? Not demanding anything. Yeah, not you. Not you. I'm just talking in general. I'm not talking to you in particular. These are good questions. Like, if you get questions that can get me heated and on a proper rant, I appreciate you. And that wasn't targeted for you. Obviously, you're making your position clear and known here, which I appreciate. So we don't touch grass here. Yeah. RH on break, been a crazy few years for him. Absolutely. Absolutely. Travel the world, learn languages, have a time. I like it. I like it. Interesting. I've never heard of White Swan's predictable event. I guess it's not that surprising. Yeah. All right, guys. Well, it has been a pleasure. I will leave you with that wonderful intro. It's been a blast. I'll be back. I'll be regular. Go bug other streamers. Get me on their streams. Bug them to come here. Let's spread this thing. Crypto is the people's money. It is your money. It is yours. We are all Pulsechain. We're all Hex. Pleasure, guys. Catch you soon.
Mintra.